What's going on, everybody? It's Yamon Carr, a.k.a. Shoot Taylor.
Don't do this! No! Oh! Mention of Bailey is the SmackDown champion.
Don't project Sasha's issues on Bailey.
Alexa's hurt. This could be a 2-on-1 situation. Live on Raw.
What got you into wrestling?
What got me into wrestling? Geez, my whole life I've been into wrestling. I think I was over at my cousin's house one time when I was little, real young, and he was watching wrestling. And from that point, I was hooked. I tried getting into it when I was young, but I didn't know it was like an age limit back in the day. So I saw like a poster for wrestling at school, and I thought that was like WWE. So when I started doing that, I realized it was like a totally different thing. But I was still good at that too. So I ended up doing that for a while until I was old enough to become a professional wrestler, and then from there it just took off.
So you wrestled through like elementary, middle, high?
I started in 6th grade, middle school, all the way up to my senior year in high school. I decided not to continue it in college just because everything in professional wrestling was looking so great. I didn't want to end that momentum.
How did you like high school wrestling?
I loved high school wrestling. I feel like you have to really love high school wrestling in order to do it, because that's one of those sports you can't like half do it. You got to be all the way into it as far as making weight, practicing every day, because there's people who really dedicate their life to it, and if you don't, it shows on the mat.
How far did you get in like high school wrestling? Did you go to state? Did you like just qualify for sectionals and area?
I qualified for state 2 or 3 times. I placed at state my senior year, region runner-up, 2-time region runner-up, East Metro champion. Yeah.
How is the conditioning for like high school wrestling compared to like what you do now? Well, what exactly do you do now? Like, what do you call it?
I say it's the same, because I keep some of those principles I learned in high school and I still apply it to today, because with amateur wrestling in high school, you are in tip-top shape and you do stuff to stay in tip-top shape, and I keep that like even still to this day to stay ahead of the game. So all of that stuff, running, conditioning, cardio, all of that, weightlifting, all that, I do it still to this day.
So what's your most like enjoyable part about like conditioning and getting ready? Is it like actually going out on the mat and doing it, or is it like the work you put in beforehand to get to going on the mat?
I feel like it's the moment right before the match. Is like, you know that you put in so much work, and you know that you've done everything you can do leading up to that point, and all the hard work is done. So at that point, it's just time to perform. I love like going into a match and feeling like I'm looking back on the training camp and everything, knowing that you've done everything that you could do to be prepared.
What's the difference from like high school wrestling to like when you actually get up on the mat and do like, you know, WWE stuff?
The difference, I would say, one, in high school wrestling, I'm going out there to beat my opponent. In professional wrestling, is different. I'm working with my opponent. It's more so for showbiz instead of actual competition, but it's athletics mixed with theater in a way. So yeah, that's the main difference.
What's been your most enjoyable like professional wrestling match?
My most enjoyable match,
or like most exciting, like which one you just enjoyed the most, I guess?
I'm enjoying this tag team run I have right now with Prince Apollo. We've been having some killer tag team matches with a bunch of different teams around the world. I'm looking forward to a match I have coming up next Friday against TNA Suicide, and also I did some extra work for WWE, and being able to be slammed in front of thousands of people in attendance and millions of people watching around the world, that was a big moment. So,
how did you get that opportunity to do that WWE?
Don't do this! No!
One of my head trainers, WWE Hall of Famer Teddy Long, he connects us with a whole bunch of opportunities, and yeah, he's one of the like OGs in the game. It's good to pick his brain all the time, and he's like the gateway to success, I would believe.
What do you want to like, how far do you want to get in like the professional wrestling? Like, do you want to be like number one, like you on TV, Shoot Taylor come out, or do you just want to like just do it because you really enjoy it?
When I had the opportunity to work with WWE this past couple of weeks, I just ever since then I can't wait to get back. So my thing is now trying to get there, officially be signed and be the main guy. Like, I don't want to just be there on the roster. I want to be the main eventer. I want to be the world champion, main event of WrestleManias and all that type of stuff.
Who's one of your idols as like a professional wrestler or just like regular wrestling in general?
One of my idols, I have a few idols. One being The Rock, just because his work ethic. He wake up every morning, work out, still to this day. He captivated audiences all over the world and generations to come. Shawn Michaels is another one because he wasn't like the biggest guy, but everybody took him serious because he made stuff believable. John Cena is another one just because what he's done for his brand, because that's important in the business, is building a brand and making a name for yourself. And a lot of times now, if you think of wrestling, you think of John Cena, and that's what I like to model my career out of.
Who's someone that you would want to, like, I guess, wrestle against or have as an opponent in the ring?
Dream match, probably now Roman Reigns, because he's like the top guy there now, and so there's the old saying, to be the man, you got to beat the man. And so I would like to be in the ring with Roman Reigns. He gets the best crowd's reaction, so I feel like I'll be into that match, and the fans would too.
Do you want to be on like WWE or Monday Night Raw, or is it all like the same thing? Like, is there a difference?
Yeah, it's just so SmackDown and Raw is under the WWE umbrella. They just split it up into two brands. I personally, it doesn't matter as long as I'm signed with WWE. I'm good to go.
Gotcha. What are some of your goals coming up for like the end of 2019 and the beginning of 2020?
To be back at WWE, to have a tryout, official tryout, and get signed with them on the NXT brand or Raw, or SmackDown, whatever it may be. To keep my connections that I have and to continue working, because I still view myself kind of as a trainee. I'm still learning, so just to continue to learn and to elevate my career to that next level.
What would you like to tell like some people who are, you know, trying to get into professional wrestling or just wrestling in general?
Consistency is key, because the days get long, the bumps start to hurt, because a lot of people have this common misconception that the mat is soft in the ring, and if you take those day in and day out, it starts to wear and tear on your body. And a lot of times you see your peers getting opportunities and stuff, and you're not. A lot of times you feel like you're taking bumps, and the payoff and the reward is very like few. So I feel like just keeping that drive, keeping that hunger, and keeping that consistency, because the days do get long, and if you do that, stay true to yourself, keep your vision, you'll be successful.
What do you want to tell any of your supporters who, like, you know, help push you along, help encourage you?
Appreciate the support, because that's like the main driving force to me. Like, being able to post something on Instagram that I do and then see instant feedback from people is like one of the most humbling and gratifying things to ever behold, to witness, because it's like people, I didn't expect people to support this so much, because this is like not one of the most popular sports, you know, and still people support so much. They share my stuff, they like my stuff, they comment on my stuff, and that's really who I do it for, the people who support. It's been a Joey Chadass exclusive. You can make sure you follow me on all social media platforms at Shoot Taylor. That's Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, whatever. Follow me on Twitter at Shoot Taylor, Instagram at Shoot Taylor, everything at Shoot Taylor. This has been an interview with Shoot Taylor, and this has also been a Joey Chadass exclusive.